Halifax are one of our biggest rivals in the league, and I think every club should go through a transition. You can't always be at the top of your game. Like, we transitioned to the team we are now and put a lot of faith in the new players coming through and mould them. With Halifax, they've just kind of gone for the easy fix, which is flying in 2 players from Catalan. One of them, Seb. So he's actually English. He moved to the south of France when he was a kid.
Yeah, Seb.
He's a loud character. He likes to be. He likes to be known.
Probably the most horrible player to play against. All over people, like a rash in defence. A bit of a proponent of psychological warfare as well.
Seb's been a massive part of the England setup. Played amazing in the tournament.
It is a strange one, like playing against international teammates. Played together for England the week before, and the week after we're sort of enemies and playing against each other, and he was giving it all the big gun in media and saying, I'm going to come and smash Tom, I'm going to do this, I'm going to come after him.
What do you say, all good, all good?
What?
All good?
What do you mean?
No, what do you say, all good?
Well, stops you now.
Seems all good.
Stops you now?
Yeah.
So it's all good?
On the jaw, mate.
I just let my actions do the talking on the pitch, to be honest.
Where I was trying wheelchair basketball, and he saw me playing. I thought, he came up to me and said, "You'd be really good at wheelchair rugby league. Do you want to come and give it a try? I play at Catalan Dragons." Pinchas, Yala. Babuji. And yeah, so he was. Here. I'll do this. Yeah. I'll be happy. So yeah, I met him, and he was the French captain at the time, French team captain and Catalan Dragons captain. I did loads of sports when I was a kid. I played a lot of tennis, a lot of swimming, and then towards high school I started getting into rugby, and it was rugby union originally. When I was 18, I was already working professionally as a trumpet player. And with that money, I was able to buy myself a big motorbike, which I was, I don't know, really proud of, really passionate about getting on a 2-wheel motorbike. And I had an accident. I remember laying down on the road, and like at that time there, I was laying on the road with this white Ralph Lauren polo shirt that I bought, and I remember all the blood coming out of my leg, thinking, "Oh God, I'm going to get my polo stained and all that." I just know weird thoughts going through your brain. And I remember, waking up and thinking, right, when am I going to get back to the gym? When am I going to get back on the motorbike? Oh, I've got a concert tonight, I've got to be there. And didn't realise how serious it was. And then about a month later, they told me, oh, we're going to have to amputate your leg. And I was like, oh, okay. It was 2012 at the time, and the London Paralympics were on TV. I watched athletes there that were amputees and that could do absolutely everything. They were sprinting, running, doing all sorts. And I just thought, you know what, it doesn't really matter. From there, just grew with it and learned to use my new prosthetic leg and discover my new limits, and then eventually discovered there was no limits. Got back into sports through wheelchair basketball originally, and then I met a guy called Cyril Torres, and he introduced me to wheelchair rugby league. At first I kind of thought, rugby in a wheelchair, what's that going to look like? And then when I came and tried it out, I was like, this is amazing. It brings so many different people together, but just all clicks and like a big half disabled, half able-bodied family, and it's amazing.
Just need to be smarter. At the moment, we're not smart. We're a smart football team than them, and we need to be so much smarter. Tom needs to be coming through depth, scratching, looking around him. Josh needs to be moving. It is so slow.
Because we're trying to have something planned. Because we're trying to have something planned. If we just run it there, we look like that's what happened.
Then do it.
That's what we did.
Do that.
Because the player didn't come quick. I was too busy planning and the player, the ball came.
Coffrez le ballon, les gars.
We're doing it.
Pas le ballon là.
Well done. Love you, mate. Well done.
that friendship we tested in that period. I don't think he shut up for about 4 or 5 days afterwards, trying to rub it in my face and all that sort of stuff. I'm not a good loser anyway, so that were just rubbing extra salt into the wound.
1, 2, 3. Attends, 1, 2, 3, 66. 1, 2, 3, 66.
Next job mentality. Obviously, it's not good to lose a game. It's not the best thing, but always, next job, move on. Let's work to our next game, try and improve next time. I started in 2010. I was like, might as well give it a go. I've been playing rugby my whole life. My granddad played professionally for Leeds Rhinos. To represent the club that has done so much in its history. It's just amazing to try and carry it on the wheelchair side.
Nathan Collins is one of the best players in the world. Very nippy, very fast, and his timing is perfect.
Made my England debut when I was 15. Played in a World Cup when I was 16, so yeah, it's been quite a good journey.
He's like a jack in the box for this team. He's very reserved. He only shows what he's willing to let the general public see. And what that does mean is he's almost got a competitive edge, because when he comes flying onto the ball with the timing that he does, he always takes the defence by surprise.
Nathan's been playing the game probably one of the longest players. Well, he is one of the longest players in the team.
I started playing when I was 10. It's a bit scary to start off with when you're that young of an age, but you slowly get used to it. You slowly realise that the chair takes a lot of the impact, and it's just chair collision at the end of the day. My condition is metaphyseal chondrodysplasia. It just means that my bones didn't go to the length that matched my age, and my muscles did, so I can suffer from fatigue, which just means pretty much I'm a little bit smaller than your usual person. Growing up playing the running game, you get into the 15, 16-year-old age group, they're a lot bigger than you and a lot stronger than you, but I've always just been told and always used to just carry on. It's don't let it stop you.
Despite their defeat to Catalan in the Challenge Cup final, Leeds Rhinos were once again the team to beat in the 2023 Wheelchair Super League as they look to regain the grand final crown, which they lost to Halifax in 2022.
Woo! Winners, baby!
With the top 4 teams in Super League advancing to the end of season playoffs, the Rhinos were now facing another huge clash with arch rivals Halifax Panthers to secure a place in the all-important 2023 grand final in Manchester. Like the Rhinos, Halifax have some of the biggest names in World Wheelchair Rugby League, including England stars Rob Hawkins and Seb Bashara, who recently returned from Catalan Dragons to play for the English side. It's why the Yorkshire Derby is still regarded as the biggest game in Wheelchair Super League.
Going into the playoffs, obviously playing against Halifax, a really good team. Seb is just a really passionate guy. He always wants to, play for the badge and play, whatever shirt he's got on. He always wants to play well, even if that's England, Catalan or Halifax.
The French Championship goes from about October to May, June. Super League in England is about, May to October. So it kind of works out well. I can do the season with Catalan and fly over and do the season with Halifax. Leeds are one of the teams that complain the most about it.
So they get flown over for big games, like the finals, like games that things are on the line. That's the way they kind of operate. We're a bit more like, let's bring these players through from the pathway and create opportunities where they've kind of gone for the easy fix, where down the line, without nurturing their players and their younger players, they won't have that pathway in a few years because they haven't given these players the opportunity to play. It
makes the league a lot more competitive, but I do feel sorry for the players that they do have at the club who, train every week that are from Halifax that don't get as much game time.
It's not a social club, in my opinion. There's development league, there's second division, like championship it's called, and then obviously the Super League. We just want that highest, most competitive, intense games ever, and for that you need the best players over that. And I'm all for it really.
Let's regroup. Regroup, we'll go again.
Miscommunication.
Yeah.
I tried that time.
Okay.
You've got to grow your own sort of thing. You've got to bring your own players through, and how do you expect those players that you've got to be able to learn? The only way you learn is being on the job and not going out there and doing it, and that does mean getting adversity, losing 100-0 like we've done in the past, then that's where you do your real learning instead of bringing people in. And it's all about doing it together. And if they're not at training in the week and playing at the weekend, it's just like, what's the point? You're not going to have any team camaraderie, and you're not going to back each other till the end.
We put a really good game plan together to beat them. Up to half time, we were beating them 30 points to 2. I feel like our defence in the first half of that year was the best it's been for the last couple of years. But I think everybody just stuck together and played out of their skin.
Listen. Turns out paying players €800 to come play a game only gets you 4th place.
I'd say this year has been my most successful year throughout my entire career. I've been a Leeds Rhinos fan my entire life. My family's very, very sporty. I started playing when I was younger, played for Kickbacks Welfare for a couple of years, and then I've needed glasses since I was 4, so as time went on my eyesight got worse and worse, and when I was about 8 or 9 I had to stop because I couldn't see anything. I was like getting hit in the face by ball and stuff like that, so unfortunately I had to pack that in. And then in my primary school, the charity that ran Leeds Rhinos Wheelchair Rugby League did a roadshow as a PE session. It were in like the infancy stage when I joined. It had only just started in 2008, so when I started in 2011 it were still finding its feet, and I kind of grew up with the sport, so as it evolved I've picked up little tricks here and there, and I've learned from some of the best players in the world and some of the best coaches.
Josh first played for England against Wales in 2021. His first carry, he pushed straight into touch. He probably got a little bit flustered. And then he played again for England in 2022. He came on with about 12 minutes to go in the game, and his first touch was France kicked the ball off after we'd scored. Josh dropped it, turned the ball over near our line, and then France scored a try straight after that. So the first 2 times that Josh had a chance to represent England, probably didn't come away with it feeling like he'd done himself justice.
I wasn't selected for the World Cup, and that was heartbreaking, especially watching Tom and Nathan Simo lift the World Cup trophy, because I wanted to be there with them. I went back and I said, I'm going to be in the best place I can be. I'm going to be the best player. All these that have won the World Cup, I'm going to be better than all of them.
You know, he was rightly awarded Young Player of the Year. He's not long turned 21, and to be in the position that he is, I'm just thrilled for him. And I think you can have a pretty long career in wheelchair rugby league, as we know. And if Josh keeps applying himself, there's no reason that he can't go down as one of the best Super League players we've ever had.
I'm wanting to be there for the next World Cup, and any chance that I get to play for my country, I'm going to take it with both hands.
All that now stood between the Rhinos and another Super League title were Wigan Warriors, a side who had never reached a wheelchair grand final before, but were enjoying their best ever season after finishing 3rd in the regular season. For many, though, it was still the Rhinos' final to lose.
At the end of the year, we wanted to win a grand final because we'd lost the year before against Halifax. I can't fault Wigan. They had a game plan, they executed it perfectly. If I were going back and playing it again, there'd be little things that would change.
They have got nothing that Halifax have got. We are so much better than this. I don't give a about the kicks. We are such a better team than them, and they're just dictating what we do. Accept the fact it's going to be a slow play the ball right now. Accept that fact. Because I say it to you every time we go out, and you're not accepting it, and then we flat as a pancake.
When I'm joining those players as well, I'm getting 2 or 3. I can get my arm away, I'm going for the offload, I'm turning, I'm looking at you all, and you all just sat there like staring at me like, what do we do? Pushing support.
We knew they were a tough side, but we always thought that we'd get the better of them, and we knew we were a better side. We've got probably better quality all around, and I won't say complacency, but probably a bit of bit thought it's going to be an easier game.
If you said before when the play ball goes, get off your line, that player's coming out of speed to get off the line.
We've got to just be so aggressive in defence now. We beat Halifax on defence. 40 minutes, they went for 2 points, that was it. You've got to really want this. And if you don't want it, tell me and I'll take you off and I'll put someone who does want it on, regardless of the outcome. If you don't want it, tell me and you'll go back on.
I think we performed a little bit in that second half. We knew we had a fight in our hands with the position we were in, so we just worked really, really hard and we did put a fight back, and that second half performance really showed what Leeds Rhinos World Championship League's all about. Just gutted we couldn't get the job done in the end. A couple of things went our way. I think, yeah, we would have had the job done, or if the game would have gone on for an extra 5 minutes, I think we would have had the job done.
It's disappointing, but at the same time, for the sport, it's good to have Wigan on the trophy. It'll boost them and it'll bring more players towards them. The past couple of years, it's always been Leeds and Halifax on the trophy since 2016, and it's not come to them by luck. They've fought for it. It just becomes a new motivation for us for next year to try and take the trophy back.
It's not good that we lost. I find it's always bad losing a trophy, but we need to move on to this. If we keep dragging it on and say this happened, we'll never get over it. So move on. Next job.